All right, we're live. Episode number 30. Gonna get Seth in here. Unfortunately, we're not celebrating number 30. Seth, you're on the wrong account. There we go.
What's up? What's up?
What's up? Did you hear what I just said?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you joined from Seth Hill, and I was like, you're on the wrong account.
Oh, shoot. Let me jump out of here.
I think you're on the right one now.
Am I?
Yeah. You joined.
Okay, good. I don't know what's happening.
Well, I'm not sure. It just said your other account joined, like, to live,
How do I even
to watch.
check that?
No, you're good now. I see it on the top.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
So,
Perfect.
what's up?
I am exhausted, dude.
Yeah, you're late.
I am late.
18 minutes late.
I know. It's tough. I did. So I'm just.
Excuse.
Here's my excuse. No real excuse. I actually forgot until 3 o'clock, and I had gotten back from a ride, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna eat and relax." And then I was like, "Oh shoot, I gotta do this." So I was like, jumping in the shower.
Oh darn! I have to go live with Marc.
No, it's not like that, Mark. It's not like that. I just totally forgot for whatever reason. I went on my easy ride, and it was so slow. Like I had no energy. I was like, "Am I gonna pass out?" That's literally how I
I'm so
felt.
tired. Oh, Lisa's here.
Get her on.
Get her on.
Yeah.
Just so we can keep her on the thumbnail.
That's right, or else she's gonna lose that real estate. But no, so Sunday I did a 4-hour ride. Monday I did a 3-hour ride, and Tuesday I did another 4-hour big ride. Hey. Welcome to
swimming, Lisa. Have you been swimming a lot?
Look at them laps.
Look at those laps.
Guys, it's finally tank top weather. Mark,
Top weather here all winter.
why are you still in Arizona?
Because
He loves
beautiful.
it.
It got to 95 yesterday. Actually, it was really hot.
Dude, you got some serious sun going on.
Me?
Yeah.
It's also I'm outside right now, so I'm personally hot. It's not just sunburn; it's a mix.
Oh, nice.
What's going on with the hair? I feel like there's so much
I dig it actually.
I
You're looking
decided
kind
to
of
not wear a hat today. Should I put it back on?
No.
Got it. Sponsor obligations. Come on, Mark.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I'm not swimming, biking, or running. If we talk about triathlon, though, you have to give me a heads up so I put it on.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, who's your sponsor?
This episode is sponsored by The Feed.
Lisa
got a new helmet.
Well, it's not new. It's just I'm borrowing it. I'm gonna test it. Well, not really test it, but my old roommate Zach lent it to me.
Oh,
and I just
I met Zach.
That's what you guys were saying. Yeah, you met Zach. Zach's awesome.
We gotta get you a mirrored visor. I'm gonna bring a mirrored one. What size is the helmet?
Medium.
Okay.
So the trend and the fad right now is getting a helmet that is actually like one size too big.
Okay.
So it closes the gaps between your back.
It definitely depends, but that can work for some people.
Except that this magnet thing it's not intuitive.
Yeah, just leave it on, Lisa.
Yeah, just leave it on. And Grace is asking you, should she cut her hair for Oceanside or what?
No. She was gonna cut my hair, but guys, I got a haircut yesterday. Can't you tell?
Justin, I totally heard that from your YouTube. You're right.
But also
depends though. Jackson
said he tested or something, and it wasn't faster when he put it on a bigger helmet. So,
yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
But you know the monstrous one from Giro, the Giro Arrow.
The Darth Vader
Arrow.
Off your forehead a lot.
I think they should be banned. Like maybe I would race in one, but no, because it looks ridiculous. Like
we don't do this for looks, Lisa. We do this for aerodynamic marginal gain.
Yep.
I know, but you know how in the Olympics, professional snowboarders they wear baggy clothes because they have like a pack that like they don't want to wear tight clothes because that's like the snowboard thing. I think we should have some packs in professional triathlon, and I think one of them should be that we all race with a bottle on our down tube because it's more secure.
Easy.
And it's safer, and it's just like you're not going to lose your nutrition as much. So if we all do it, then like it's legible for all of us, you know?
Have you seen Justin's new setup with his like dual front mount and rear and all that stuff? It looks crazy.
Yeah,
to
it's
me.
impressive. I mean, we're only allowed to have what 2 liters on the front, and now 2 liters on the back or something. I forget what it is.
They're limiting the amount of liters.
Yeah,
Why?
because they were afraid Jackson was gonna put about 50 pounds of water on his handlebars, and something was gonna break or he was gonna crash.
But they don't care about down tube or like integrated storage.
No,
or anything.
if it's on, no, it's just like putting weight where, I guess, yeah, normally wasn't intended.
Interesting. Well, you learn something new every week.
And I forget, I should know. I just read that email. It came out like 2 weeks ago or something about limiting the.
It's like limited the amount. It's like one's weird. That's different for the front versus the back.
2 on the front, I'm certain, and then maybe 2.5 on the back.
Yeah.
Or 1.
But wait, Justin, are you still here because you're like the aero guy? Can you tell me if this is the best aero setup for people who actually go to wind tunnels and have sponsors and spend money?
Are you about to get on your bike?
No. See, I think
It's like that.
I still think you should do the other bottle underneath.
I can't. It doesn't.
He wants to talk. He's joining.
jumping in, out of
I
man.
think you should raise it up more and then do 2 facing backwards.
Why?
So they can.
Oh, of course.
So they can both drip on me.
We got the quad. We got the quad screen.
Quad box. Tell us,
Quad
Justin,
box.
and impart all of your arrow wisdom upon us.
I think Lisa's off to the right start. I'm not going to get my helmet out, but I also have the cast mistral, which is the fastest in the wind tunnel. And then I guess I can show the new bike, which is currently has the set.
We'll allow the sponsor plugs simply because we have
Plugs. We got the IA 2.0 and Envy and the feed 3 out of 3 that Marc and I share.
There we go. I got those tri-rig bottles as well. I hear tri-rig's taking over.
They are tri-rig. Yeah, they just sent me these bottles. They are the most bulletproof bottle cases
Yeah, they're really good,
I've
actually.
used in my life. They actually like damage the water bottle. They're so tight.
What about the gorilla cages? Like that's what I got.
We're going tri-rig.
Yeah. So
Oh,
tri-rig has this piece here, Lisa, that allows you to drill the cage in from above or below, which is quite nice because I couldn't figure out this dual setup until I got the tri-rig extension. And then this bottle's always going to be empty. And that was
I don't think you can save them.
That's not allowed. You have to put some fluid in it, isn't it?
I don't think so. You're allowed 2 liters of storage.
Okay.
But there's nothing in the rules that says you need to use it.
Wait,
It's extra oxygen.
You're keeping it there for like wind direction, basically, is a fair.
No, just in case I need to pull over around 30 miles and fill it up with some water.
Yeah.
What is this sport coming to? It's gonna be like there's gonna be infractions like Formula One. Oh, they're dropped. They were only 2 inches off the ground or whatever.
The rear rule is that you can only have 2 liters and 2 bottles. So you
That was it.
triple bottle setup that Magnus.
That's right. The triple bottle. They limited the number of bottles. That's right.
Yeah.
I want to sit on the committees.
On the Canyon bikes, do you know how like some of them had that like fairing kind of water bottle holder? Isn't that illegal now?
I'm sure it's legal still.
I think that's still legal.
Unless you're
But I do think you saw. Yes, that's what it is. Germany.
Germany made their own
They made
rules.
their own rules, which is hilarious.
Classic.
It's so funny because there's like literally Canyon is like I feel like Canyon kind of runs. They had no say, obviously, because then it's just kind of funny. All the Canyon athletes have that.
It just felt lobbyists made that
Right. We're about to see some other German bike brand try to make a run for it now.
Exactly. And it's like the guy who made the rules, who's the founder.
Yeah.
Anyway, good seeing you guys.
You too.
Are you?
ride.
You're leaving us
I'm
already?
sitting on my trainer, so I'm going to watch unless you have any questions for me or you want me to stick around.
Yeah, I have a question for you.
Okay.
We are a week and a half to Oceanside. When do you start dialing back your training?
Uh, I would say,
This is more for a question for like our
more
our
broadly.
viewers. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
curious. I'm sure they're curious.
So in a normal build where, especially where you've been coming off of a patch where you haven't raced in a while, my personal answer would be 2 weeks prior is my last, like 2 weeks out is my biggest section of the build. And then everything's downhill from there. So I guess like by definition, you're dialing it back from that point until race day.
That's a good point.
It's a gradual dial back day by day until race day. And I'll still pretty much do something every day. And for me, I'm in a little bit of a unique situation because I had a little bit of a knee niggle pop up 3 weeks ago that set me back from running for about 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And this week is my first week running consistently with full body weight since then. So I'm kind of not dialing it back yet. I want to like get the 10 days of run fitness that I can.
That's probably better
from running,
especially long term.
Yeah.
Like it's a long season, so and I'm not going in peak run shape. I'm in really good swim bike shape, but the run is a huge factor market Oceanside, and I'm going to use it as a bit of a training day. And like I say, training day, just in terms of like not holding myself to too high expectations. On
Definitely. I know what you mean.
I want to race like
that's awesome
as hard as I can, as well as I can in P2, and then kind of whatever happens.
Dude, I'm so excited. Obviously, I'm still going.
Yeah, I'm so pumped to see you. Are you racing, Lisa?
I am racing.
You're on there, right? Yeah, that's
yeah. I think so. I'm hoping that everyone who raced in New Zealand or like mid-December feels the same that I do, because I'm like still feel like I need another 2 months to have like any semblance of fitness. But I don't know. I like feel very under prepared.
I bet there's a lot of
That's
people
most
like
people.
that. I mean, we have till November again for Worlds. There's a lot of people in the same boat. I would actually rather be in that boat than firing on all cylinders right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to build to it.
Not injured, but definitely not firing on all cylinders.
I have a question for you guys. And so we're recording a Real Tri Squad podcast after this. And this is a question I'm going to ask on that too. So like listen to the podcast, guys. But when do you bail on a workout? Like when do you push through and when do you bail? Like for example, today I was exhausted all day and had this 4-hour ride. And it was supposed to be like 3 by 20 minutes at like 70.3 power. I texted Matt Lieto before it and I was like, what should I do if I don't feel good? Like, would it like go? And he was like encouraging me, and I did too. And I did like less than 2 hours. I did 2 of the 20 minutes in less than 2 hours. And I was like, I could take a nap on the side of the road right now. I feel like it's not worth digging myself into a hole. So when do you guys like push through, and when do you guys like call it? You push through.
Elliot, that's a classic answer from Elliot.
Push through always, even if you die.
It's fun. I just plug for the podcast I've been recording on the trap on our Patreon with Ari Clow and Greg Harper. We just had a massive debate about
Jesus, all of these plugs.
20 minutes. Exactly. You invite me on, that's what you get, newbie. Okay. Because I'm like way on the side of call it early. Like, and they were calling me stopped and you know what? And I'm like, dude, if I don't feel good and I'm like not hitting the power I know I should be, I'm like, I'm clearly fatigued and I'm clearly in a hole and I clearly need to recover. Like, I don't struggle with motivation or pushing myself.
Yeah.
I struggle with the opposite. So like, I'm kind of erring on the side of like, if things come hard, I just pull the plug or I lower the power or I skip a rep. But Ari's like complete other side of it. He's like,
go
you always through. You never back down. Like maybe you have to lower the power a little bit, but like greatness is made week to week. It's made over the course of many months and years of hard work. And I don't know. It's like totally different philosophies. So
yeah, that's funny.
I think
I'm
just depends on like where you're at in the
just about to say that. For me, I go either way, and it really does depend on where I'm at in the build. If it's towards the end of a big block, like I'm probably not gonna like do it at all costs and kill myself. And then like knowing there's a rest day coming up, I'm also not gonna kill myself. Like I would rather be a bit more cautious. For the swim especially, actually, yeah, for all of them, I'm just gonna like get the volume in and I'll adjust the intensity.
Yeah.
And I think if you're trying to do threshold intervals, it's like how off are you, right? If my bike threshold like on a great day is 350 and I'm riding 330, I'm not that worried about it. I'm like, okay, I'm a little tired, I'm fatigued. But like if I feel like threshold effort's like 300, 310, I'm like, that's a red flag. Like that's way over. I should just shut it down. So
Yeah, and I feel like there's always, if that happens, there's always a reason behind it. It's not like a failed workout. Someone asked me that a while ago, like, you ever fail workouts anymore? And like, not really. It's like there's always a reason behind it. Like you lack of sleep, you're sick, you're fatigued. So it's not necessarily you failed it. It's just like you have all these other factors that are going into why you were tired or something.
Yeah.
Body doesn't care about training peaks and how many green days you've had. It's literally a day by day thing.
Yeah, I will say, I think the swim is where I push through the most if I'm feeling off. I think the risk is a lot lower. So, like the risk of injury, the risk of shutting down. Like I felt so terrible yesterday, and I had a set of 9,400. Like LT
9,400.
Yeah,
How many?
I do that like every Monday, and I'm swimming 25K this week.
That's savage.
So I was just like, oh, I have 20K more after this workout. This is terrible. Like I was blowing up, and it should be like 440, 442 at a steady effort. And I was coming in like 5 minutes. I wasn't even close. I was like, I'm just falling apart today. So I modified the set. I did like 200s in the lap round instead of 400.
Yeah.
And then the lap
Yeah, I think that's good to do.
I did 4 100s instead of a nice 400. Like just that little mental switch. I'm like, fitness wise, like I did 8 and then I did 100s, but that was like all the motivation I needed to like make myself feel mentally better about it. I don't know.
I also think just turning off the power or don't use your watch, don't use the clock on the wall, can be nice if you're having a really bad day. Just focus more on the effort. It's so crazy the mental block you get when you start seeing the times or the power you don't want to see. If you just turn that off and get the effort in, like you're gonna get a really good workout still.
And that's what I did today on those 20-minuters. I was like, I don't even want to try to chase power. I'm just gonna like go. And the both reps ended up being like solid, but I was like, that's kind of all I have on the day.
Did you still ride 4 hours, Lisa?
No, I cut it like at just under 2. I was like, F this. And I also think I'm like mentally just like wiped out because I did 3 4-hour rides last week in like the gale force winds of Colorado.
Yeah.
And I like have like a hatred towards riding my bike at the moment. So hopefully cutting this back will like kind of reignite my like love for riding my bike.
It's like a newfound love with riding the trainer this year. It's kind of sick. I don't know why.
I
get to talk to you.
No.
That's true.
Myself, I forget I'm on a bike. I like tune out.
I mean, it is really efficient. Like you're not much time lost. You're getting on riding. You're never
doing emails and calendar and like looking at Instagram.
That's true.
I'm like, oh, going outside is so.
Yeah, it can be, especially depending on where. I want to say one more thing to that one, Lisa.
Yeah.
Unless it's like an injury or you're sick or like super, super tired, I think the days where it's mentally the hardest are actually the day, like the best day. Push.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about like just what separates the top percent of pros in any sport. And like it helps the top pros seem to always just put it together. And they're usually just I mean, obviously they're made like when someone's firing on all cylinders, they're absolutely like, unstoppable. There's so many good examples, but they like minimize their bad days. You look at their average of 3 of the whole season races, they're minimizing those bad days. And it's not because they're firing on all cylinders all the time. It's just because they found a way mentally, probably also physically with their routines, to not like, they found that secret mentally, I guess.
I mean, there's definitely aspects of mental toughness in this type of sport, for sure. If you're not like mentally tough or can't stay mentally engaged for 4 hours, you're like, that's a huge aspect. I was talking with someone this week about this, that I think, the top of our sport, how you feel like they can recover so quickly, or at least I feel like that they're able to bounce back so quickly and kind of string together that consistency. What genetically is it about them that they can do that? And I was talking to my PT about this, and I think it's more like their ability to clear lactate better.
I don't
Do you agree?
know. I have thoughts because I clear lactate really well and I just don't bounce back very well. Like I can't handle much more than like 20, 23 hours a week. And I look at some of the running programs some of these guys do, Sam, and even like Lionel or, I mean, it's insane. Like, and a lot of guys I'm beating are training 10 hours a week more than me all the time.
Yeah.
And I just like, I don't know. I get broken. I get injured.
Yeah.
I get fatigued. I get muscularly sore. I think it's just like a different, I don't know. This is like me talking out of my ass for sure, but I think it's just like a different genetic variable. Like some people have really great VO2 max. I feel like that's a strength of mine. Some people have really great resilience. I feel like that's like my absolute weakness.
Yeah, they are, and they're probably really efficient. But you're right. How is someone doing? Like Els did what 6 fulls last year?
Yeah, and I just listen to her podcast. She's doing like triple run days.
Okay.
I would have
I listened to that too, and I was like,
femurs would be broken.
Yeah.
I think Lisa would have all of her joints be snapped in half, even if
Just smoked, completely gone.
Yeah.
But just for it's funny because so Sam posted his volume. He did what, like 20 hours on the bike. Also ran 60. It's crazy because I wasn't running as much. How easy it is to do the bike volume, and swim volume when you're not having that third sport.
Yeah.
But I couldn't imagine doing the bike volume I did with even my normal running volume, which is like 40.
Lionel Sanders at max effort.
I didn't watch it. So what'd they do?
I don't know. They're just ripping like
really hard
5Ks, and then they're ripping like 440 pace 400s, and they're like swearing. They're like burying themselves.
Yeah. Lionel looked like he was dying too.
It's like race simulation effort, and I'm just like, how do you? I mean, I don't do a single running race simulation in training ever until race day, and on the bike I only do like one day at max effort.
Yeah, mine would be. I mean, I do a lot of like quite a bit of track work, but so it's above race pace, but it's never. I'm never like going all out. And then for long runs, it's the long run progression. So I'm doing like whatever 45 minutes of progressing, and only lasts whatever 20 minutes are at race pace or something.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's like race pace and then there's race effort, and I think of them a little bit differently sometimes, right? Because you can have race pace for race effort.
Right.
Yeah, and then fatigue versus not fatigue too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the best way to make yourself a worse runner or a worse cyclist is to run more. If I'm injured and I'm only biking, I'm such a better cyclist. And then you start adding this running thing in, and I'm like, oh my God.
What is going on?
Similar that way, Lisa, because
No, I seriously
has led to really strong results.
Yeah.
In a lot of races because the bike is so important nowadays.
Right.
Maybe not in a course like long where everyone's just riding at a pass and one.
Yeah, it was like a group of 20, wasn't it?
I don't know, something crazy. 20 guys ran under like 114 or something crazy stuff.
Yeah, the run was really flat, and then just a huge group on the bike.
I heard it was short. I heard the run was short too. Whatever that means.
We're gonna shine in Oceanside, Lisa. We're gonna drop everything. All the rust behind us.
Well, I was talking to Matt about this like a year ago or something. And he said, like, I'm not a very like elegant runner. When you see me running, you're not telling everyone to like, oh, run like Lisa runs. It's like, she's really heavy. You can hear her coming from miles away. But how bad, when you are like one of the top runners, how bad does it feel if I were to run up on their shoulder and like being like, shoulder to shoulder with them? How bad do they feel? Because they're like, oh my God, I must be running so bad because this person that sounds like freaking Bigfoot is still keeping up with me. So it's a mental thing.
Can't wait to have Marc experience that. I've been close and I've never done it.
Never.
Your opportunity's coming.
Inside of a minute at Oceanside and St. George last year.
Yeah, it was close.
Sheesh.
Grant,
He passed me in the final 300 meters or something.
where?
At Oceanside, you passed me in the last.
Oh yeah, I think both of us. You asked me, "Is there anyone else? Is there anyone else?" And I was probably so like far gone too. I'm like, I don't think so. Maybe.
That was hilarious. And then St. George, you were following up, right? I didn't know you were right in front of me.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was also injured last year. I mean, I was running through like that Achilles issue for 2 months.
Cheers.
I ran like a 1:18 at Oceanside, I think I saw, or something, and then 1:19 at St. George.
Yeah.
Literally, like St. George, I know they made it a little harder, but that was like 6 minutes slower than I've ever gone there.
I was gonna say those are like marathon times.
Just on the run. But yeah, I'm glad I dialed things back when I got back to Boulder and just got smart with that injury as well.
Lisa, are you gonna ride with the front of the women's race next weekend, or who's gonna drive that train? Paula and you?
I'm gonna have to catch up to the front of the women's race first after my swim deficit. But it's actually like a really strong cycling women's race with Paula's there. Steph Clutterbach will be there. She's a really strong cyclist. Danielle Lewis.
Yep.
Adele Lincoln. She's gonna kill me because I never pronounce her name right. She's a super
Literally, we're
strong
just down
cyclist.
here for a week with her.
Yeah.
I know, and I told her, I was like, I used to think you pronounce your name Adelaide. Adele.
I still pronounce Justin's last name wrong.
Riele.
Rayleigh.
Really. So yeah, I think it's gonna be, yeah. I mean, who knows? My goal will try to be to catch the front of the race. If I always tell Paula that she has to wait up for me. I said, if you wait up for me, we could ride together and we could take polls and stuff.
Right.
But she never waits.
Exactly. Colin Such is watching this live video. You have to have him on, see if he's gonna beat me.
Yeah, I need to be.
Okay.
We had a good rivalry last year. I think we were like 3-3 head to head.
That's awesome. Also, I'm just gonna shout out to my Grace Alexander rivalry because
It's another sponsor plug.
yeah.
Sponsor.
Yeah, go buy some Grace Alexander stuff, everybody.
We should, because she's like the chillest pro there ever was. But Grace and I have finished next to each other at every race we've ever done besides two, St. Anthony's and Chattanooga 70.3. But other than that, we're like, she usually beats me.
And you also ranked right next to each other for Oceanside, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, push like this.
My right. And we spend 0% of the race next to each other because our strengths are so different. So it's amazing.
Like you're going like this, and then you meet at the bike somewhere, and then
it's just, again, is she gonna catch me on the run?
Are you gonna run your way into whatever? I love that you say that.
I know. I could come off the bike, maybe in first, and then run my way into top 5. That'd be great.
That's my plan. Top 5, off the bike, run my way into.
Yeah.
We did get a question. Dark horse names, men and women for Oceanside. I think if Seth, right? I mean, obviously we know the Norwegians are there, and they're probably going to be fighting for the win. Jacob Burtwhistle, not really dark horse. These aren't dark horses, but Seth Ryder, the guy doing it, I believe.
Yeah.
I know he's racing in Miami. I'm pointing that way. I don't know why.
Do you think I don't know.
Definitely.
I think so.
I think he's extremely strong on the bike.
Interesting.
It just depends on
would be
how
my pick.
much work he's done in TT.
Yeah.
But he did Daytona that one of the years and was like at the front the whole time.
Okay, cool.
It's gonna be fun.
I was gonna say a dark horse for the women's side was gonna be Maya Kingma from short course. No, but I just checked the start list and apparently she pulled off. So
that would definitely be. People wouldn't in long course don't know her name, but obviously she's so freaking good in short course.
Yeah,
on the bike.
So strong at like ride with Taylor Nib.
Yeah,
They work together.
in short course, it's like you're probably going to be really good at even better at the bike in long course.
Yeah.
I
Dark
forget
horses.
some of the other names.
I don't know. There's a lot of big names like down the start list.
Yeah, there's a ton.
Who's like 14 or something? I'm like, dude, he's been like world champion.
Is Joe Skipper racing?
Skipper.
He's on the start list.
He is racing, yeah.
Patrick Lang. I'm spacing on this Canadian guy, young Canadian guy. He's a really good swimmer, pretty good cyclist as well.
Nick Kostman?
No, I forget his name.
Brock Howell. I'm looking at all the Oh, really?
Yeah, Brock's a really good swimmer. I don't know how like the TT bike is. He's an extremely good swimmer though.
Oh, Seth Ryder, right? He's
Yeah.
racing?
Yeah, he is.
There's another American Olympian, Kevin McDowell.
Oh yeah, Kevin. If he's
Oh.
racing and healthy.
Yeah, he is. Last I heard, he was racing.
Kevin McDowell, you said?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'd say Casper, the dark horse for the win.
Casper.
Storm.
Yeah, I actually think he's stronger over the 70.3 than the other two.
I do too. I've raced him. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Because he whooped us at
70.3 Indian Wells in 2023.
Yeah, I was there. It was insane.
Yeah, we dropped you and Canoe. And
We let you go.
you go. He ran 110 by himself on a hilly course. I ran
Yeah, I know.
120. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
it's pretty impressive. I honestly think you have been fighting it out for the podium at Worlds too.
That's fine.
Yep.
Guys.
I'm hopping off because I'm gonna eat dinner before we
All
record podcast.
Enjoy the RTS podcast.
Yeah, enjoy.
I'll do a plug. If you
We'll
guys
link it in the show notes.
Link it in the show.
I will. I'll
Go
put this
to
on the
the
podcast.
Oh, are you talking
Oh, yeah.
to me, Seth?
I don't know what you're saying. I just said show notes.
Check out the show notes. Listen to the Real Triathlon podcast. They brought on a great new host this year, and rumor has it she is making the podcast global.
Taking that misogyny and throwing it out the window.
To the moon.
Okay, peace.
Bye.
Yeah,
I don't know how to remove her.
she
Remove.
jumped out. It's all good.
It's all good.
How much longer do you
Down
ride,
to 3.
Justin?
I still have like an hour. You guys started right as I got on. It was a special treat.
Oh, perfect. That's
Yeah. Did you hear about my mustache bet, Mark?
No, what is?
I did.
With Ari Klaus.
With Ari stash.
If I beat him, or if he beats me, I owe him $500.
Jesus.
And if I beat him, he has to shave his mustache on YouTube, and he hasn't shaved it in 5 years.
Yeah, I know. He had it right when it was like starting to curl, I think, when I met him for the first time.
Yeah.
Maybe. Actually, because we were roommates, and I forget how long ago that was. Maybe it was just 3 years ago, so it was pretty thick by then.
I think it'll be good. His numbers in training, he's a dark horse. His numbers in training are like mind blowing.
Yeah.
We think it's
He runs like a
Yeah,
like he's
numbers.
running like 20 miles at 5:40 pace every single weekend, and
he is so fast.
putting down. He did like 8 times 10 minutes at 370 watts, like sets that I just like don't believe are possible.
Yeah.
And then I don't know.
It's exciting.
If they'll just not show up on race day, or if they'll be riding up into the field with Lionel.
Yeah, I mean,
How mu-
numbers are numbers. It's all about how you show up on race day.
Yeah. I'd
We
be
had a-
curious to see how far ahead, like how much gap are you going to put on him in the swim? That's going to be the big decisive factor for him because he can run decently and bike decently. But
Yeah, the swim firepower in this race is pretty impressive, don't you think, Mark?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely ready for another front group. It's about time, like a new front group.
I like it.
We had a question though. Beach start. So they moved it to it's Oceanside is going to be in the harbor from here on out.
Yeah.
So it'll be in water start. Sorry, it's in water start for the pros. Age groupers, I believe, roll in from the boat ramp, and then you do like 150 meters and take a left, and then they do the course.
Yeah, that sounds great. And really, the impact of moving it from the beach to the harbor is that it helps the weaker swimmers in the pro field, because there's a lot less separation in the first 400 meters than there would be if you were duck diving up and down through waves and having to navigate the open ocean. Like, if you look at some of the old footage, you can see like guys like Canute and Jan would be 100 meters ahead of people by like the first or second buoy out there.
Yeah. So the people who are aggressive and had a good run in could get really far ahead into a group that they wouldn't normally. But you're right, the beach start does separate things, which then helps splits actually happen. It's a crazy long run in there, or was. I think it's a smarter move. I mean, as much as I want harder swims, because these wetsuit swims, the short swims, there's 2-turn swims, like it's keeping all of us together. But it's definitely better because now we know. Like they're always switching it from the ocean to the
It's-
harbor anyways.
No.
So many men on the pro start list. Party time. Yes. I actually don't like in-water starts because it's just so hectic.
It's like physical, and you get your face banged up with an elbow, and
Yeah. And then there's like 3 or 4 rows deep sometimes because they don't let everyone, like, they don't do one single row. Everyone's looking at where people are lining up and you can move or whatever.
see where the shark is lined up. Let's not kid ourselves. It's where the hell is Marc? Where's Knut? Where's Greg Parker? That's pretty much what everyone thinks.
Do you guys know of any pro who's ever gotten just like KO'd actually in any of these swim
Like
starts?
actually knocked out. I haven't, but I mean, kicked.
It's-
You get kicked all the time. Elbowed in the eye, in the goggles. all
So
the time.
dangerous.
I've gotten a few black eyes from short course swims.
Yeah.
George last year, I had my worst start, and I ended up underneath another guy.
Dude,
And
it's so
just went up
scary.
breath, and I couldn't get a breath, and then I went up for another breath, and I couldn't get a breath, and so I basically just like lost a bunch of time, and then I had to come up and kind of gather myself and doggy paddle for a second before restarting. And when that happens, you lose the group. That's it.
Yeah.
You're mid down out of the water after that.
Oh, okay. So age groupers, they're also doing an in-water start as well. I'm guessing they'll just put out waves and then start them. Josh seems to know more than us.
Mark makes Frodeno because he said it would keep costing him. Yeah. Interesting. Oh, I guess it says on the first buoy's only 50 meters out. That's not very far.
But we were always doing in-water. Like pros were always doing in-water. I would prefer not in-water, but unless it's 50 meters to the first buoy, you can't do that. But for age groupers, it just depends on how they start them. Sometimes they do like rolling, like 3, 4 at a time.
Ramp start.
Ramp start. Yep.
So with no Oceanside, Marc, is your first race going to be St. Anthony's?
Yeah, as long as the
Yeah.
foot still is progressing. I just did 2 days in a row of a walk jog, and I'm sitting here and it feels great. So I'm excited for that. I got needling done yesterday. Finally got connected with a good PT down here in Tucson. I realized that's the hard part about like moving around a lot
People.
is finding like that community for when shit hits the fan. Like in Boulder, I got Evan Colbert at Build Performance. Doing another sponsor plug there, even though it's not a sponsor. Just my good friend who's a really good PT there, so he can always help me out. And then at home, I've obviously like have a lot of contacts there where I grew up in Chicago. But here, it's like I wasn't injured any of the last year, so we just don't know anyone. So we've gotten a good community now and a lot of good connections. Byron, the massage therapist, he knows quite a lot of people.
Yeah.
But it was painful how long it took. Justin, we were talking about it. Like I went through my insurance, went through the hospital system here, and from injury or when I felt it. I mean, I didn't roll it or anything. From when I felt the first pain to getting like any useful answers was 2.5 weeks.
That's really
Right.
Too long.
Right. So like if I was being overly cautious, I mean it needed the rest, but it would have been nice knowing like what to do.
Yeah.
It helps that the best orthopedic surgeon in Vegas is the biggest triathlon.
Dude, that was sick.
And we have a group chat with just me, him, and my media guy Kyle, and we text every day about triathlon stuff. And
I really
he's the
appreciate
Raiders.
that.
He's the Raiders and the MMA or the NHL Golden Knights team doc. So he's legit. And I texted him 2 weeks ago and was like, I have a knee issue. And within like 12 business hours, I had already gotten an MRI and results. It was pretty wild. And then he hopped on the phone with Marc because he knows Marc.
Yeah.
We had the chance to meet and have pizza last time Marc was in town. And he just like knows Marc because he's a big triathlon fan and fan of the pro side of the sport. So I'm glad you got to connect with him.
It was so good. I was like kind of freaking out a little bit because the doctors here, like they were really good. The first one I talked to, they're good, but not like they weren't seeing many athletes. So the first thing they said was surgery, and I'm like, what? That like freaked me out.
Yeah.
And then for like a day or two, I was just like in another world. I was like, no way. I don't know. I didn't know. And then talked to Chad, right? Chad. And he like calmed me down quite a bit. He's like, we honestly see this quite a bit. It's just you have so much inflammation. It's feeling worse than it probably is. Just get this inflammation down. you know, he didn't see the MRI. He just read what the doctor here said. I don't know, but yeah, it's great.
Well, it's all about who you know, man.
And it's funny, Seth. I posted about that Mindset Monday.
Yeah, as you're like melting.
About it's not about who you know. It's like the self whatever development thing. And then I like get this intro. And I'm like, dang, I wish I knew someone. So it depends. If you're injured, you need to know someone.
Yeah,
It's true.
it does help because when you're injured and you face a little setback, I mean, I've had really serious ones, and I've had stuff that felt serious that was nothing.
Yeah.
And it's really, I asked Chad this. I'm like, how do people that don't have texting relationships with orthopedic surgeons navigate this? Because I just ask him, like, is this serious? Should I stop running or should I run through it? I feel that. And it's really, really hard.
That's such a important I almost want to call it a skill, like this balance of like what's serious, what's not, because aches and pains all the time. Like I literally like almost like always a little sore here and there. What I wish I would have done right when I started triathlon or running or swimming was like almost writing a spreadsheet down and kind of recording it. I know that's a bit intense, but if it was not serious or maybe you did some PT exercise or maybe just you're tired, just like having a note of that. But
yeah, and there's navigating what works for the treatment is also a puzzle. Sometimes needling, I'm like, oh my God, it's gone. Sometimes needling, I'm like, well, that didn't work. Let's try strength work. Let's try taking 3 days off.
T. Foley said Justin for the win next week.
I don't know. Maybe I would like to make the American podium, Trevor, which is, you know, Trevor's not racing. I'm not sure. Neither is Marc. So Rudy, Ben, and then a third slot. And I would really like to be there.
Oh, Ben Canoe. I forget Ben's going. Is Rudy going? Yeah. Rudy is going as well.
I also really like to beat Rudy or Ben. Gotta be honest. But you never know.
You got it, man.
You never know.
A lot can happen.
Is Marc going?
He's not. He is all in on Texas. TNT Foley. The American boys all in Texas.
They're going big, really.
I'm predicting 1-2 finish between Trevor and Matt Marc. Same as Placid.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of people doing the Oceanside, Texas double.
How many top Americans?
What, is it 2 weeks or 1 week?
Maybe.
No, it's 3
weeks.
Yeah.
The other major international race happening that day is 70.3 Peru.
And you're not going to that one. You are going to that one.
My flights are booked. I'm like, I definitely was laughing. I'm like, why the hell am I going to Lima?
You're just gonna swap it.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm going with Todd, and like, I wanna race at the front of one of these things.
Yep.
And it's not going to be at Oceanside.
No tainted exits. Let's
Isn't that the truth?
hope not.
Yeah. Sorry, vegan diet until Texas.
That's vegan diet, just in case.
Yeah.
I had to set an alarm 5 o'clock. I need to head out for my ride.
All right, man.
Good seeing you, boy.
The short and sweet one.
Having me.
Yes.
Yeah, you were here the whole time. This is just like we're gonna put you
Always a
next
pleasure.
to Lisa for the cover photo.
I'm gonna get a 70.3 world spot. No shot.
Get his world 70.3. It's gonna roll down quite a lot.
Oceanside? I don't.
The qualifications started a while ago.
Yeah, I still don't think he will. I don't think he's top 10.
You don't think Lang's top 10?
He's like
20
at 12 last
He got lost though.
year. Excuse.
I love the comment.
After we dropped him 10 miles earlier.
No, I thought he got lost within like the first few turns. Him and Matt Sharp.
We'll see.
I think he might have came out in front of you in the
He did. Yeah, I dropped him in like 5 minutes, and I couldn't believe he was gone that fast.
Oh, okay. All right. TBD.
Yeah.
I wish we could get him on here.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
Two-time world champion.
Right.
No, he's just tuning up for Texas. He won't qualify.
Tuning up for Texas. Yeah, I mean, he could be. I mean, if he has another really good swim, it's going to be some big groups on the bike and then runs fast. Really.
It's going to be an amazing race, yeah. Anything can happen though.
And
That's
every second counts.
That's right.
Dang.
All
Yeah, I gotta get going on the bike.
right,
The
guys.
sunset ride.
Enjoy it. Enjoy the rest of your ride, Justin.
Episode 30. We'll be back probably in 2 weeks with a little Oceanside debrief.
Yes.
Maybe
100%.
even next week actually, if you want.
Yeah, I'll be down next week.
Keep it fresh. All right.
All right.
Later, guys.
Later, guys. See ya. Bye.